is this guy going to be here for a year, or is he going to be here for 3 or 4? Does it change how you look at players and how you balance, certain players within your team?
I figured out one thing early, that better players make you a better coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still think you have to have top-notch players, but I've lost 5 guys early, and when you do lose a guy as a freshman or sophomore, it can really set your program back. A junior, you can adjust to it, I think, but a freshman and sophomore, and maybe it'll start now where we'll all adjust to it, but boy, the first couple times, it can take your program from here to here. As you look at Florida recently, I mean, they lost a ton, but in our league, Ohio State, and your national championship game, not even making a tournament, and that's going to be the norm, and I don't know if we're ready to accept that in college basketball, but I think that's just part of the...
I think as coaches, we understand it, but fans, the outside.
I'm going to find out.
The thing that happens in college is that you recruit to a program.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, they build a team. Yeah. And I think that some guys have got caught short in our game because they'll say, well, this can work for a year. But what if the kid doesn't buy into the weight training, or what if he doesn't buy into individual instruction or daily development or whatever? The other kids watch that kid because they know who the star is. They know who has a plan here. So I do think that you watch guys who are successful doing it, it's because they recruit to the program and not to build a team.
Well, it's much easier to have a great team than it is to have a great program.
Yep.
Programs withstand the test of time, whereas a great team could be just a one-year deal where you get a makeup that could actually set your program back by them being in the program. So I agree with Tom. You have to get the best players. I don't think I would ever go recruit somebody and say, well, he's a one-and-done guy, because in all honesty, I've coached 2 or 3 one-and-done guys that have been 3 and 4-year guys, and I've coached some 4-year guys that have been 2-year guys. I just don't think you ever know.
And I think for us, the stability has been, we've been very, very fortunate to keep guys for 4 years, very fortunate. And not only on a basketball scene has helped us, but with the academic side of it, it's helped us as well too.
And if you looked over the years, back when we won in 2000, and I started looking at all the teams at Duke and Maryland, most of those teams had juniors and seniors
exactly right.
that were their best players. Or
Florida was able to do it the one
Florida
year with
was,
sophomores.
Syracuse a little bit with Carmelo, but that's a special guy. But I'm saying if you took 10 years, you'd probably find 8 of those 10 years, the teams that kept their players around, as Ernie said, or had veteran players, are the ones that are winning the championships in the end.
Phil mentioned about the star being the, if he's not a guy that's working hard, it gets picked up on. Lon Kruger, 20 years ago, I remember him saying at a clinic about when your best player is your hardest worker, you know you got something. Yep. And we've all the guys sitting right here have had that in their programs, and it definitely can make up the difference of points in a game.